out today, how to replace the disposal in your kitchen sink. Hey everybody, this is Tool Dude Tony. I'd like to welcome you to this episode of How to Fix Shit 101. On today's episode, we're going to replace the disposal in this kitchen sink. Now this baby's leaking, it's got to go. Alright, let's see what we have in the box. Instructions. We have a new drain piece. Now if we've got a quick off connector already in there, we don't really need to replace this, so we'll have to see. Major part of the disposal unit itself, a few miscellaneous drain parts there. That's it. Now the tools we're going to need today are actually pretty simple. Got a straight screwdriver, regular old screwdriver, the old Phillips screwdriver, that's the one with the cross head, the X head, just a simple pair of pliers, and I also use some needle nose pliers. Let's get started. Okay, garbage disposal simply plug in. So go ahead and find your outlet where it is, unplug it. Okay, now we'll test the switch. No sound, it's off, we're good to go. Okay, now we're under the sink here. This is the disposal unit we're going to replace, and you can see right here it has a big old nasty crack. Not sure how that happened, but time to replace it. First thing we're going to do here is go ahead and disconnect this drain pipe. It should be fingered loose. Just go ahead and loosen it here. Loosen it down at this other end. Well, loose is all we're going to get right now. Next I'm going to disconnect this hose. This is the drain from the dishwasher. Typical hose clamp on it. Loosen the hose clamp. Pull it away. Pull it off. Let's take a look at this new disposal. I think that the one that's in here now has this same kind of a bracket on the top. We should be able to just use the connection, this drain assembly that's already in the... So assume that this is still in the sink right now. This is really what we've got to do here. We've got to figure out which way to turn this. So it looks like if I push it this direction, it wants to tighten this bracket against this drain assembly. So if I push it back this way, it should set this thing free. So let's give that a shot. I'm going to use a screwdriver just to kind of help things. Look at that. It broke loose. That's fantastic. That's just what we needed. That's it. These are the bottoms of the two disposals. This is the old one, this is the new one. The new one didn't come with a power cable, so we're just going to take it off of this old one here. Now on the bottom of these there's this little access panel. Go ahead and use a Phillips screwdriver. Remove the panel and expose the wiring. Now we're going to have three wires in here. A black wire, a white wire, and a green wire. I'm going to go ahead and mark the one that I had connected to the black with some black stripes here, just so I can tell which one's which when I put it back together again. Just untwist these nuts. The green one's your ground. We'll just disconnect it. Just disconnect it with the screwdriver. I'll loosen this connection here. Just some more Phillips screws. Okay, with that, the cord should just pull through. Now these things are typically just screw in also, so use a pair of pliers. And unscrew it. That's it. That's all it is right there. Either way, I don't know. Let's take a look inside of this new one. See what we have here. Okay, there's our black. There's our white. There's where we're going to connect the ground right there. First thing I'm going to do is install this. Just screw it in. I'm going to use a pair of pliers here, loose. Just give it a little extra twist. Make sure it's tight in there. Go ahead and insert all three wires of the power cord through this hole. Okay, and I'm going to go reach in here with my finger, grab a piece, give it a pull. Alright, now it's fairly simple at this point. Got a black one and a white one. This is the one I marked black before. We'll just take the white, or rather the black wire, put them together, twist them together. These wires are pretty hard. I'm going to give them a little twist with a pair of pliers here. Make sure they have good connection. and then put the wire connecting nut on it. I'm going to screw that down tightly. We can do the same thing with the white one. A wire nut on here. Make sure that's good and tight. I'm going to shove these in there. Okay, now here's the green one. This is the ground. This one already has kind of a nice U shape to it. I'm going to use my needle nose pliers here, just make it just a little more U shaped. Okay, I'll go ahead and loosen this green screw. Just enough to get the wire around it. I'll work that wire around it with my finger here. Now we just tighten it up. Make sure that's good and tight. Put our little door back on. Just slide it back in. Tighten up the screw right there. Okay, go ahead and tighten up these screws that are holding this power cord in place. Okay, now if you notice this is still spinning here a little bit, let's go ahead and tighten that up. Okay, that's it for the electrical. Now I want to point something out here. This is the original disposal. It has a connection for the drain that already has the threads on here to connect the pipe directly to. The new one comes with this pipe that basically is designed to go down. Yeah, that's not going to work. While I was at the store, I went ahead and picked up this garbage disposal installation kit. It comes with all kinds of pipes and stuff for the drain, so you can kind of do whatever you need. So within here, I bet you we've got what we need to go ahead and reconnect this. Let's figure it out. This is the new one. Remember, we just put it in there and then spin this ring. We'll tighten that up later. I want to make sure that was it, just for hanging it. Really, that's simple. All right, let's see how we're going to make this drain assembly work. Okay, that's the old, this is the pipe. You know what, that is the right length. I think that's going to work, just like that. Huh, bingo. Now to put this pipe back together, we slide this, came with this little connector. We slide that over that, okay. We put this, came with this big thick O-ring. It's a gasket. That fits right in this hole right here. Let's go ahead and push this in place. We install our bolts. Okay, let's go ahead and get that started. Okay, and put the other bolt in the same way. Go ahead and tighten those down with either a wrench, or in this case I'm just going to use a screwdriver here. Make sure they're good and tight. I'm going to turn this back around. This seems to be too long, but it's really not. But I think we're going to need to take this apart, loosen it up a little bit to be able to have that, see that? That's how it all comes apart. It's really easy. We want to go ahead and slide the nut on. I'm going to go ahead and slide this gasket on. So it's going to have to fit inside that other piece right here. So we want to do it so that the taper is towards the thing that you're sticking it into. So I'm just going to slip it over the end. Slide it back a little bit. Now it's real easy. Just move that over, poke it in. See how it kind of now all is coming together? Slide this little gasket. See if you see it, it's going to fit right in there. We'll go ahead and tighten that up, at least a little bit. Okay, we'll tighten this one up a little bit. Just tighten them all up. Okay, get them all nice and snug. That's it. The drain assembly is back together. Now up here is where we're going to connect the hose that connects to the dishwasher back up to the disposal here. Okay, bring your clamp back around. We'll just tighten that up with a screwdriver. Now go ahead and plug it in. Now run some water in both sides of your sink and check for leaks down below. Let's see if it turns on. You guys hear that? That's quiet. And no leaks. We're good. We're golden. Hey everybody, I want to thank you for watching this episode of How to Fix Shit 101. On this episode we took apart a disposal and replaced it. Spent about $80 for the disposal itself and another 15 bucks for the extra pipe kit. You know, if you had a plumber come in to do this, they're going to charge you at least 150 bucks labor for this thing, and they're going to mark up the price of that disposal itself. So, hey, that just goes right into what I'm always saying, man. If you're not fixing it yourself, you're paying somebody else to fix it. So get out there and fix something. Tulu, out of here. That's what I'm talking about. Tulu.